Hey guys, welcome back to my dojo. It's What's Up Wednesday, and what's up is I finished the lid for the jewelry box and it is looking gorgeous. But other than that, this project is becoming kind of a tragedy in the fact that I spent like 2 days building, the frame box that holds the other carvings, the box part, and the margins, and it's just so delicate, and I was trying to fit it together, and these big Viking samurai mitts just didn't have the touch. And I'm like sticking it together with the glue, and I'm like, oh, it crack, and then crack, and I'm like, oh, I can fix that, crack, and then I was like, no! And then it just reached a point where it was just unfixable, and then it turned into like smashing, and then it was just, it was just a pile of garbage. But woodworking is beautiful in that kind of way because it's always a reflection. Your work is always a reflection of who you are. And the fact that this is a jewelry box for the love of my life, my wife, and it's very beautiful and delicate and deep and wonderful, but at the same time, I'm like breaking it and smashing it, and it just looks like, love doesn't always look the way you intend it to, and that's why. So in that way, it's kind of a parallel of my relationship with my wife and the fact that I just, desire to love her so perfectly, but as guys, we just crap the bed all the time and end up smashing it, just ruining things that were not meant to be ruined. And, but hey, if you persist and you just pick up all the pieces and start fresh, 9 times out of 10, you can just start over and you don't have to scrap the whole project. So. I cut a bunch of new pieces of maple, and I'm starting on my hand-cut dovetails again, learning, lots of practice, and I have faith that I will not destroy this box the 3rd try. So take heart if you're struggling with any of your projects. Samurai's struggling too. It's just part of the gig. So live it, love it, deal with it. In other news, I installed my windows upstairs and got some tar paper on, so let's check that out. As you can see, I got my windows in my dormers up here. Wah, wah. This whole wall right here, I gotta rip all that siding off, knock that whole wall down, kind of like I did at the ends of the barn. Yeah, because it's just a 2x4 wall, and that window opening's too big. The window I ordered right here is like a foot smaller. So I'm gonna reframe that whole thing, get a 2x6 wall in there so I can get, nice thick insulation, keep me nice and warm. Yeah, so other than this big window here, all the windows are in up here. I just gotta either order or build a French door. I'm still kind of on the fence. Ordering one's gonna cost several $1,000s because it's a big 6-foot French door with 2 glass side lights, and want it to be kind of nice. It's the entrance to the whole upstairs here. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to end up building it because obviously it'll make for good content. Obviously I'll learn a bunch more stuff and it'll end up costing me less in the long run. So I got these beams here, 6x12, 16-footer that's going to run across right here where these 2 beams join. I'm putting a post here, 6x8 post, and then it'll sit up on top of this wall, and I'll put a little half post against the wall to kind of make it look balanced. And then from there, I'm gonna mortise and tenon like a king post going up to support the 2 ridge beams. So it's gonna look like a nice kind of open timber thingamadoogie. And then there's just a bit of framing left in here, and I can get onto electrical and insulation. Oh. Being a one-man band is kind of wearing me out. But I got a hopeful candidate for an apprentice that it's coming into town in the next couple weeks, so might have another guy to help me out here pretty quick. All right, so I don't want to waste any more of your day. That's what's going on. We got a big French door build that's going to be coming up here in the next couple of weeks. Free Tip Friday, I'll show you a little bit about just installing windows and tar paper and membranes, that sort of stuff. This coming up this Friday. Those of you who have been following this channel for a while now and know a bit of my personality but want to know me a little bit more, I was the spotlight guest on a podcast called the Maritime Makers. So I've left the links to that video. We did kind of like an hour-long chat where everybody just pinged a bunch of questions off me, and I got to share just a little bit about my background and yeah, just more about the channel, where it's going, all that sort of stuff. You can watch that interview in the link down in the description box below. So check that out. And one last final shout out to the Stelly's Carpentry program. I got a class full of young bucks from a local high school coming out to do a tour of the shop. So look forward to meeting you guys on Friday. Until then, stay sexy, my friends. Subscribe, like it, share it. Summer out.